Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Modern Mompreneur Podcast. I am your host, Day Smith. And today we are, first of all, welcoming a very, very special friend, HU grad, my girl, Charlene McCraney. Welcome, Charlene, to the Modern Mompreneur Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Two of my favorite topics, entrepreneuring and mommying. So it's like the best of both worlds.
It is. It is. I mean, I don't know no better combination. Let's just be
I
real.
know,
Uh,
exactly.
so unofficially, Charlene and I met. We were neighbors, next door neighbors at Howard University, Fraser Hall. Represent Fraser Hall. Were we on the second floor or third floor? I forget. Second floor.
Or don't
Second floor.
represent. The floor
Oh
phrase.
Lord, I'm getting
Yes.
old. I'm getting old. Second floor, Fraser. At Howard, and she was a Texas girl, so we bonded right away. Actually, from Dallas, and I was from Dallas area, so it was
Mhm.
we hit it off right away. But how funny it is that how many years later, 15, 16 years,
15.
15 years later, we
Well, I mean,
are. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
20. Kind of like 20, but
Oh, yeah, we
yeah.
getting up there. Oh, you know what? 20. Yeah, that's from when we started. True.
Yes.
That's right. That's true. 2004. Oh
Yes.
Lord, yes, we look good
So
though. We look
you
good
do,
though.
you do too.
So yes, so Howard back in the day, and now full circle moment. I was just sharing with Charlene that she was the first person I ever talked to about dipping my toe into entrepreneurship. The
That is
first person, y'all.
crazy. That's so
Yes,
wild. I had no idea. That's wild.
yes, yes. I had Jackson wrapped on me in one of those bomba roll wraps. He was
I love
like he was a month old, and I said, Charlene, I want to start a blog. Can you help me? And she said, yes. And she sent me all the things. And then, the blog
this.
went away,
I
but we'll
love
talk
that. I
more about
love that so
Charlene
much.
and
And
how
the
she's
fact that I was the
blossomed and
first
grew her
person, and
business into
I'm just trying
something
to figure
very
out what
niche
the
and
heck I
very
was doing
specific.
then, because I think I just had the blog, which I mean in itself is a business, but it's just so amazing that like you would come to me for that. Like that means a lot to me.
You knew more than I did. I was like, so where do I go? I didn't know anything, and you
Yeah.
were the expert in my eyes, and you still are.
Thank
So let me give you Charlene's resume, okay? So she is a SEO strategist, SEO search engine optimization strategist and consultant, and she is on a mission to help minority-owned small business owners be found online, grow their business, make more money, and level the field in their industries, the playing field. Since starting her SEO agency in 2020, she's been able to increase clients' organic search traffic by 600% in just 6 months. That's crazy. And get to page 1 on Google search. Charlene is passionate about showing all small business owners that they have value beyond their IG follower account. Yes, you don't always need that. After
you.
developing a very unhealthy relationship with Instagram, she shifted her focus to SEO on a platform that she owned, which brought her even more joy and success. As a result, she started helping business owners to do the same on there through her done for you SEO improvement services, which maximizes time and results for business owners who cannot implement SEO strategies for themselves, me right here, and a host of other masterclasses. When she's not helping clients with SEO, you can find her cooking, spending time with her husband and cutie pie Emily, her daughter Emily, or trying to binge watch some of her favorite shows. So, everyone, welcome Charlene to the podcast. Woo!
I am
Yes,
so
yes,
excited.
yes.
It's so funny because I wrote that bio, I don't know how long ago, and sometimes you go back and read it and you're like, wait, I'm really that girl. Like sometimes you have to go back and read your bio, kind of like pump yourself up in moments of like low times. So thank you for reading that back to me.
It is crazy. I'm like, is it updated? Did you have some more accolades to add on this bad boy?
That's good for now. That's good for now.
That's good. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's share with the world who you are and who do you serve in your own words.
Yeah. So I mean the bio really said it all, but at the core of it, I serve small business owners, I can confidently say 99% of my clients are small business owners, women-owned businesses, and 99% like Black women. I know a lot of people just say minority, but it's mainly like Black women. And they come to me when they need something different for their marketing plan. Maybe they've tried the Instagram, they've tried the Facebook ads, they've done the email marketing and all these things, and they're kind of like exhausted, and they're ready to like take it to the next level for their marketing ecosystem. And that's when they come to me and they say, you know, I've heard about this thing called SEO. I don't really understand it. I don't really know a lot about it. Can you help me be found organically online so I'm not spinning my wheels and spending all my time on social media and all my energy on there? As everyday people are Googling my products and services, I want to be on the first page of Google, so they just come to me and I live on that first page. A lot of my clients have great success with social media. Social media is amazing, but I always say that SEO is like the cherry on top. You know, it's part of the whole banana split or part of the whole sundae. You can't have the banana split without the banana and the ice cream and the cherry and the whipped cream. Like, you need it all for a nice little sweet marketing package. And that's essentially what I do with SEO. I really help them, like I said in my bio, level the playing field in your industry, because a lot of these other bigger brands, they've mastered SEO. They have the big brands, they have the money to pay for ads. So it's like, if you can compete with them on that level to level the playing field, that can be amazing. I have, you know, small boutique clients where their products and their clothes are coming up like right next to Walmart and Google. So I'm like, that's amazing. You know, like, you click one more spot down under Walmart, you'll see my client's website and things like that. So I
That's
just love
awesome.
it. Like, I'm such an SEO nerd. I could talk about it all day.
And you know, for this, it's new to a lot of people because they don't really get into the nitty gritty. One thing I like about you is that you've niched down to, like, if anyone in my circle says SEO, my mind goes to you. I don't even know anybody else.
Yes.
I just, like, that's Charlene's lane. Like, how did you pick this as what you were going to focus on
Yeah. And well,
or
first, I
master?
love that you say that, because it is a very white dominated field, white male dominated field. And like you said, when you think of SEO, you think of me. That I love that. Like, that's amazing. That's my goal. That's what I want people to do. But how did I get into SEO? Well, you mentioned when you first thought about starting a business, you were thinking about starting a blog, so you reached out to me. It's SEO is new to a lot of people, but it's been around since the first days of the internet, really.
Yeah.
But in 2014, I launched a blog, my natural hair blog, Texture Talk. And I didn't know anything about starting a blog. I had no idea about SEO. I had never even heard of the word SEO, of course. But I kept seeing this thing, and it was like, oh, prioritize your SEO, focus on SEO, as I was starting this brand new WordPress blog. So I said, okay, let me see what this SEO thing is like all about. So I followed all the steps, and I just really put a lot of energy into SEO. And shortly after, I saw that it started paying off. Like, people would Google stuff about natural hair and say, oh, I Googled this about this natural hair product or this or that, and your blog came up on the first page of Google. And I was like, really? And I was like, okay, so there must be something here with this SEO thing. I just kept going at it and going at it, and I really made it a top priority for my blog. I would say between 2014, 2016, you know, I was the natural hair blogger, I was the influencer. I was trying to work with all the natural hair brands, do the YouTube videos, get paid and all this. And I just developed this very unhealthy relationship with Instagram, where it was all about how many followers I had, how many likes I had. If I didn't get enough likes on a photo, I would take it down and repost it, and just like all these things. And I was like, this is absolutely crazy. So one day, I looked on the back end of my website. I looked at my Google Analytics, and I had like 60,000 page views in 1 month alone. And I was like,
Ooh.
wait, what? I was like, these numbers are running circles in the amount of followers I have. And this is my website. Like, I own this. I'm driving this traffic to my website. Instagram can't come and take it down or change the algorithm or tell me to do this and do that. And once I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm all in. Like, I'm going hard. And I just really started to focus on SEO, and it just continued to drive more traffic and more traffic and more traffic. So much, I actually still have my blog today. I have not written a blog post in 3 years. Well, I'll take that back. I just published a new blog post like 2 weeks ago, but for the first time in 3 years. And I get ad revenue from my blog without even have to post new content.
Wow.
Like I get paid every month because I have so
Wow.
many searches.
That is some good passive income right there for something that you did 3 years ago. Cool. So, okay, so for those who don't know what are you talking about? They're like alphabet soup. Okay, it's my daughter. And you're like SEO. What is that? What is that exactly in like layman's terms? Like explain it to like a first grader.
Yes, SEO first stands for search engine optimization. If I was explaining this to a kindergartner, I would say SEO is how you show up in Google and how people find you on Google. If you want someone to find you just by doing an everyday Google search, you need to focus on your search engine optimization. You need to focus on that so your website can be the first that shows up. If you think about your natural search behavior, how often do you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until you decide to click on an article? 9 times out of 10, or a website or a video, right? 9 times out of 10, you're going to click on those top 3 things that you see pop up, maybe top 10. Rarely are you continuing to scroll and scroll and scroll or go to the next page of Google, go to the
No.
next page of Google. You want your website to be top of mind at the top of the search bar whenever someone's searching for whatever it is that you have. That's what
Yeah.
SEO is. That's what I do. I position
Yeah.
your website to be found and seen when people are searching for your products and services, so they can
Yeah.
click on your website, so they can add to cart, so they can buy your services, download your PDF, sign up for your program, all of those things.
Got it. Who should be looking at SEO? Like who should be prioritizing it? Is it certain
Anyone with a
industries?
website.
Anybody with a website. Everybody got that has a website should be focused on SEO. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And is this something that you can DIY? Because I know you have services. Do you feel like the learning curve is so steep to do it how you do it, or can people go to YouTube University and figure it out?
It's really not. And that's what I love about SEO. It's so intimidating because professionals like myself, well, not me, but other professionals in the industry, they bombard you with all this jargon and this technical terms and all this stuff. And it just seems so intimidating. But once you really break it down, it's really easy for people to implement in so many content management systems, your WordPress, even your Shopify, your Squarespace, your Wix, they have built-in SEO tools to help you along the way. I do think it's something that you can DIY, but it's going to take time. So just like with anything, either you have time or you have money. If you have time, you can figure it out yourself, just like I figured it out myself. I did my research, I implemented it myself and all those things. But if you do not have time or patience, and you have money, hire professionals to get it done quicker, faster, so you can start seeing those results in 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months.
I love it. If you got time, you got time or you got money. So, say you don't have time, you definitely have the money. How do you help people? Like, walk us through someone new, professional organizer, for example, right?
Mhm.
And, or I know there's a lot of financial advisors that listen and all of the things, service providers. What, what would be the first step for us? Or what are some easy things people could do before they hire you? And then tell us about what you could do for us, you know.
Yeah. The first thing I recommend anyone do is you have to understand your current landscape. So this is a perfect example for financial advisors. I once heard someone say recently, if you're trying to get out of debt and improve your financial wellness, but you're afraid to look at your bank account, like you're already not on a good start. Like that's the first step. You need to assess the damage and understand where
Mm,
you stand before you decide or before you commit and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go all in fixing my financial wellness, but you're even afraid to look at your bank account. So I look at that the same way with SEO. You have to understand what the current landscape is. So what that looks
mhm,
like is going straight to Google. Look at your Google Analytics. Well, first, make sure your website is connected to Google Analytics so you can
That
understand,
part.
where is my traffic coming from? Is my traffic coming from people just searching everyday things organically and finding my site? Or are they typing my site directly into the search bar? Is my traffic coming from social media? Is it coming from my email? Is it coming from another referral website? You have to understand the current landscape. So that's number one. Connect your website to the Google Analytics. Number two, I would say, is connect your website to the Google Search Console. People get these confused. They're two different things. The Google Analytics is going to tell you where, how many, da da da. Google Search Console is going to go a little bit deeper, and it's going to help you understand how people are interacting with your site. So there's a section in Google Analytics where you can see specifically what words are people typing into the search bar that are bringing them to my site, and what links are they clicking on to come to my site. I always like to tell people to start there, because you may think, oh, people are Googling professional organizer, I'm getting all these people to my site. Or they could be, Googling A Lovely Day song by, Earth, Wind, and Fire or something. I don't know. But the search
Yes.
intent is going to be different. So you have to understand, well, how are people actually coming to my website? So that's number two. And number three, I would say, just really think about your industry, your business, your services, your products. And if you don't have that keyword somewhere on your website, that's a good first step. A lot of times we get caught up in like, oh, well, my brand this and my brand that, my unique brand. And it's like, that's cute and all, but it's like, everyday people, like, think about everyday terms that people are using to search your products and services. Don't get so caught up in like, my brand, my brand, my brand, my brand, and you're not thinking about simple everyday things that people may be Googling to bring them to your site. So like, are relevant keywords for your business and your industry, even in like your website title and description. So like, on the back end, you can have your brand name, but then you can put another, set of words to describe what is your brand. Like, at the end of the day, you want to make sure Google understands what's on your website, what you do, and who you sell. And if Google can't clearly understand that by scanning the words on your site or scanning the URLs on your site, then, your SEO is not going to be great. So,
Got it.
So when it comes to what I do, is I help to make sure Google understands what's on your website and make sure Google actually know that you exist. That's the thing.
Got it. And one thing I like that you mentioned is that if you're not in love with social media, like most of us are not, we wish we didn't have to be on there. I don't know. I don't want to be on there, but it's kind of like a thing that you feel like you have to do, but you're offering an alternative, and I would think you have more control. The ball's in your court. Like, you can work the levers and get like strategic, smart marketing funnel your way without having to dance in reels on Instagram,
Yeah.
or be tracking the followers. So how are you
Yes.
able to do that, I guess? Like, talk to us about that part. And what's that been
Yeah.
like for you?
True story. I worked with actually one of my best friends. She owns a physical therapy clinic in Charlotte. Brand new business. She opened up a new location, and we focused on her SEO. For local businesses, what I really like to focus on is your Google business profile, which is how you show up on Google Maps when someone is Googling for like your service. So we really focus on optimizing that. And like, within 2 months of a brand new practice opening, she had so many bookings and so many clients. Like, she was like, I don't even have time to post on social media, because so many people are just Googling like Charlotte pelvic floor therapy. I'm showing up on the first page of Google. I have her showing up on what we like to call the local pack, which is the first 3 spots on the Google Maps. You know how you Google something, you see those first 3 businesses that pop up in Google Maps? That's what we like to call the local pack. And you want to be in that, because that really, really drives the traffic, to your website.
Yeah.
And so she's like, girl, like, at first I was, kind of stressing over social media. She's like, I don't even have time to post now because I'm just getting all these bookings. So what I do is we do like an intake form, because I have to make sure we're the right fit. So many people want instant gratification. Like they think
Mm,
SEO is like Facebook ads, or it's like a reel, or it's like I'm going to boost a post. That is the opposite of SEO. SEO
okay.
is a long-term marketing strategy that can take
Okay.
anywhere from 6 to 9 months to really really hit. You can
Okay.
get those instances depending on the business or the keyword where you get that traffic like really quickly, like we did with my friend in Charlotte. She started getting traffic like within 2 months, but it's a long-term strategy. So I do an intake call to assess where the client is. Say, okay, what are your goals? What are your needs? What are your other marketing strategies? Because if you're coming to me saying like, oh, I need SEO to be a quick fix because I need to make 10K this quarter, I'm gonna be like, you're not ready.
This ain't it.
You're not
Yeah.
ready. You have to
Okay.
come in with the mindset that I'm about to invest this money for long term gain and long
Okay.
term returns, because the beauty of SEO is that once you are optimized, you're on Google almost like forever unless another competitor knocks you off. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Hmm.
literally am still getting traffic from blog posts I wrote 7 years ago. So that's insane. But you come to me, you do the intake form, and then what I do is I get access to your website. I go on the back end. I do what I need to do in terms of your website structure, in terms of your keywords. I'll create some blog content for you if needed. Blog
Ooh,
content is like
okay.
a very, it's like one of the number one ways that you can improve SEO for your website. We'll focus on your local SEO, but optimizing your Google business profile. We'll look at your technical SEO in terms of, do you have any 404 errors? What are your header tags looking like? Like we have a complete framework of everything that we do to
Yeah.
really like doctor up your website from the inside out. So Google can
Yes.
know that you exist and they can start bringing that traffic to your site. But it is a very specific skill for a professional, for sure. Like I said, you can do it yourself. It's gonna take longer, but you can do it.
Yeah, and I know some mompreneurs, even some that we have on the show, they are not in a place where they're like, let's just spend all the money hiring, contractors. So they have learned to do it themselves, but at least they can, they know now what are the early steps, the analytics, search console, and checking to make sure that Google can find you by using certain words on the back end. So, I
Yeah,
mean, I think that's a good place to start. And then if they, once they get going, invest in you so that you can optimize that as a long-term strategy. Or, because I think
yeah,
if most of us don't want to have to be so concerned with posting and, having to make sure we're getting conversions that way, but think about how you find things. I mean, you find things on Google. I mean, you may find it on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, but you're purchasing, especially from Google. I know for me, that's the way that I look at things. Like, what are those reviews looking like? You know,
yeah.
I'm always
And
trying to figure that out. Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned social media too, because the thing that people don't realize either is that social media is becoming its own little search engine. So Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, if you choose to do that for more privacy reasons, that's your typical search engine. But even TikTok is a search engine. People are using
Yeah.
those hashtags strategically and naming those videos strategically for SEO
Yeah.
purposes. I've seen TikTok videos even show up when I'm Googling stuff, like in a Google search. So,
Wow. Okay.
so when you're thinking about SEO, first think about it for your website. But if your business heavily relies on social media, let's say a TikTok, do SEO for your TikTok. Use those hashtags, name those videos, put those captions in your videos, in your reels, even on Instagram, use those hashtags, do all of those things. Things like Pinterest. Pinterest accounts for
Hmm.
50% of the website traffic for my blog. So it's like Google organic 50%, Pinterest the other 50%.
Wow.
Pinterest is
Okay.
a social search
Hmm.
engine as well. So
Yeah.
when you go in there and you're like, oh, bathroom decor for small bathroom, like those are all keywords. So if
Yeah.
you're if you're an interior designer or, you know, a construction business or something, maybe you want those keywords on your website. Bathroom decor for small bathrooms, because people are searching for that.
Yeah.
So many
Yeah.
things that you can do.
There are, you mentioned a good point about it's not just Google, it's the TikTok, the Pinterest, even I know Google is connected to YouTube, but YouTube is a search engine,
Yes.
search engine as well. Would you help people? Because you said
Oh
SEO, you'll help with
yeah, we
all the
do.
SEO, Google, all the things. Yes?
Yeah, we do
That's
YouTube
awesome.
SEO strategy. We do keyword. We do keyword research and competitor analysis comes with all of the search. Like that keyword research and competitor analysis is the crux of your SEO strategy, because one, you need to understand what keywords people are Googling. Two, you need to understand, okay, what are my competitors doing? SEO is a competition. It's all about how can I get higher than the other
Mm,
websites on Google. How can I be number one? How can I knock that website off the number one spot so people can see my website first? So it's all about competition. And I'll give
love.
your listeners a little tip. If you just Google like free SEO tools, so many things will show up where you can actually sign up for accounts. You can see the keywords that you currently rank for and how much traffic you're getting. But if you pay like a little premium, it depends on the website, you can search your competitors' websites to see what keywords they're ranking for and what
Mm,
keywords are driving traffic to their website. And then you can implement those on yours. That's what we do. We do the competitor analysis. We look at your top competitors and we say, okay, what are they doing that we're not doing? But we can do
yeah.
it because we're
Yeah.
selling that stuff. And how do
Yeah.
we incorporate that on our website to get that traffic? That's how I get the success for all my clients. It's all about keyword research and competitor analysis, and that's my favorite part.
I love that. I love that. That is a hot tip right there, is, making sure that it's optimized not just for Google, but for all the social media, and see what your competitors are doing, and just, figure out how to make it work in your business so you can be at the top, for Google search or TikTok or Pinterest or whatever. So that's really good. I know a lot of people will take and eat that up because they're like, oh, can I figure out another way to grow my business, get the right people in my community, looking at my things and, being a part of my universe, and then
Mhm.
grow and nurturing them. That way they can maybe become advocates or customers. So love that. Okay, good. So we definitely can talk about SEO all day because I'm like learning so much. And I know everybody's listening is like, ooh, because it's just such a unique topic that a lot of people, especially people that look like us, women, moms,
Yes.
minority women, we don't talk about this. It's the like bro marketing. No shade to the bro
Yes.
marketers, but
And
that bro marketing
And that's
industry.
actually like the first thing on my website. If you go to charlenemccraney.com, I say I break down the scary walls of SEO. When my
Mm.
clients come to me, I break it down where it's so easy for them to understand. They're like, "Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Like that's not so
Yeah.
scary." Like, and they feel comfortable, and I just make it feel like attainable for anyone, because it is attainable. But like you said, the bro marketing, it gets lost in all that jazz when it's like, girl,
Hmm.
come on, let's just talk. How are we about to get this search traffic?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like, you definitely do that even on here, like making it so simplified. So thank you.
Mhm.
That's truly a gift. When you're an expert at something, when you can explain it to somebody who is clueless, tech averse at all levels of understanding the online world, and make it plain. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. Okay, so now we're going to transition to talk about this other big role of yours in life, and that's being a mommy. Yes, to cutie pie Emily, your little twin. She's so precious. Um so you start off in business, then you got married, then you had a baby. How has life changed for you? What are some things that you've had to reinvent with Charlene in order to manage your life that you knew before?
Oh, child. It's ghetto. No.
Not ghetto.
No, I'll tell you. The question was, what are some things I had to reinvent? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've had to, so before getting married, of course, having a baby, like I would say I'm like a workhorse. Like I've always had a full-time job and had a side hustle since as long as I can remember, whether it was my blog. Remember I had my online beauty supply store for a couple years. Um, so I've just always been like, go, 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 workhorse, workhorse, workhorse. And after I had my baby, I was like, it's okay to not be all things to everyone. More so, I've really leaned into that this year in 2023. I started a new corporate role, a director position. I have a full team of like 5 people that report to me. And, it was just a little bit more demanding. And so the business has suffered, rightfully so, because everything is about, prioritizing and balance. So I'm like, in this season, my priority is my corporate job and being a mom. In my previous season, like even after I first had Emily, I had like a 12K launch in like 6 months, after having her.
Mhm,
So that was a
mhm,
season of, business. So I've had to reinvent being okay with not being superwoman. And I told myself,
mhm,
I'm tired of being damn superwoman. Actually, like I don't want to be. Like I want to log off my computer at a decent time and spend time with my husband after, the child is in the bed, hang out with her after school, feed her dinner, read her a book, give her a bath, and not be sitting on my computer till midnight, dead tired. So that's
mhm.
what something I've just shifted a little bit this year. Like the business is taking a backseat a little bit. But I know it'll ramp back up. So just, and
Yeah.
I know you hear this all the time, just give yourself grace, but it's like the business will be there. Like
Mm,
it's just a time and a season for everything. And that's one thing I want new moms to understand. I mean, I guess it definitely depends on your circumstance as well. But I'm like, SEO ain't going nowhere. These people can be there. So I've just
yes.
had to reinvent just giving myself more grace and telling myself like, girl, you've been superwoman for years. Like just be in your mom era and enjoy it. And that's what I'm doing right
Yes.
now.
Kudos to you for mentally making that shift and not feeling guilty about it, which you could tell us if you did, but it seemed like you embraced it and you've walked in that space and said, I'm okay with giving less here and giving more here and doing it based on what feels good to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so how did that work with your client load and maybe even, if you were used to having two different levels of income here in the business and like putting that as a backseat, that called that you have to do any strategy around that at all, or was
Yeah,
it just
definitely.
worked out?
Oh my God, I love that you asked me this question because here's what I want all mompreneurs to understand. One, girlfriend, you need a team. You need a team. So I have an operations person. I have a couple of contractors. I had a couple of writers. So my team like helps me continue to go, when I'm trying to balance my corporate job and all of that, like I have to delegate because like I can't be responding to every customer email. I can't be
Mhm.
writing all the articles, I can't be doing all the things. So my team really helped me get through those super, super busy times. It was still crazy and chaotic, don't get me wrong, but at least I
Yeah.
had my team to lean on in that sense. Um,
Yes.
and then also I have a CFO. She started
Okay.
out as my accountant, my bookkeeper, doing my taxes. She transitioned to CFO services. And the one thing that we prioritize is cash flow management. If your listeners, your mompreneurs don't take anything away from this, even SEO child, cash flow management is number one because I knew that okay, I can scale back to focus on my corporate job, but around this point of the year, you need to be selling some services or you're going to run out of cash. And when you run out
Mm.
of cash, that's when the business is going to fail. So
Yeah.
cash flow management is like number one. Like we can book all the clients, but we're really paying attention. Okay, what revenue do we have coming in? What expenses do we have coming out? How much money is left in the bank? So that's how I
Mm.
strategize as far as like, okay, if I don't book any more services by this quarter, I'm going to have to supplement some money from my corporate income. and that's okay. But I know I have to book so many other clients by the end of the year. So that's the
Yes.
strategy that I use for that.
Love it. That's real. I don't think I've heard anyone really say that they've hired
Oh
it.
my
Maybe
gosh.
they have, but maybe they haven't communicated. So thank you for sharing that it comes down to the cash flow management and how you know your business style. I mean,
Mm,
your business cycles, and having that team, because you
yes.
shouldn't be doing it all by yourself. You should have some associates, some contractors, whoever, to help you to
Something.
figure this out. Somebody. That
Yes,
is
because
not
it's like
okay.
it's just it's only so many hours in the day, no pun intended. But
Yes.
it's only so much time that you have. And like I said, some days you are going to be super mom and you want to pour more into your family. And some days you're the corporate queen and you're like, hey, I'm running things, at the office. And some days you're
Mhm.
just like a boss, entrepreneur. But
Yeah.
it every day is I just, we always hear the word balance, and balance is bullshit. There's no such thing. It's like, what am I prioritizing today, this week, tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So, but
Yes.
having that team, if you can afford it, even if it's like, oh, I got to get a VA, from the Philippines for a little bit of cheaper work, or I have to get a social media manager, or I just have to get someone to answer my emails, so
Yes.
I can stay on top
Call
of my,
leads.
yes,
The call. I was telling my call. I'm like, just you don't want to do it. Get somebody else to do it. Find somebody else. That's what I would tell
find,
everybody all the time. Find
find
somebody else.
somebody has to do it. Yes,
Yes.
I cannot stress that enough. Like I love my team. I would not be as successful as I am without my team for sure.
Love it. Love it. You are a true inspiration, from being, very focused and driven in your corporate job to running the successful SEO business with a team and being present as a mommy. If I had to have a definition of balance, even though balance is bullshit, I'm gonna nominate Charlene. Okay, I'm gonna say she has figured it out, and being in it, and it seems like you have given yourself room and space to grow and accept and ebb and flow and not have it together and have it together. And that's what it's about, y'all. We're not gonna always be on it 100%. You know, things come up, especially with kids. They get sick. Your spouse
Oh
is
my
going out of
gosh,
town. He
all
needs
the
this,
germs.
putting out fires here and there. But you're doing it, and you would definitely are inspiration to so many, just living it and doing it. So thank you.
Sure.
Um, Okay, so now we're going to transition to my favorite part of the podcast, the lightning round.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm going to spit off some questions. The first thing that pops in your head, just say it. You don't even have to give an explanation if you choose not to.
Okay,
Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 3 words to describe you today.
Hmm. Happy, peaceful, optimistic.
Love it. What would you tell your 18-year-old self today?
Ooh, that's a good one. Girl, you can do hard things.
Mmm, love it. So many people start that off with, girl. I swear. I should
Well,
just,
I'm thinking, I know you said we don't need explanation, but I'm thinking back to
yeah.
so many things that I started and quit because I was afraid it was too hard. But then after
Mm,
going through some other stuff later in life, like in my 30s and all that, I'm like, you could have totally did that. Girl, you can do hard stuff.
mm. You can do hard stuff. I love that. Okay. What does it mean to you to be a modern mompreneur?
Ooh. Doing this mommyhood thing your own damn way. And not worrying about how your big mama did it, how your mama did it, what society tells you to do, like doing it your way and also doing it unapologetically. If you want to breastfeed that baby in public, whip your titty out and breastfeed that baby.
Do it. Do it. Okay. What do you love about being a mom?
Oh my gosh, everything. Everything. What I love the most is knowing that I handly, well, not single with my husband, of course, but I have a direct impact on shaping the life of this little person. And so excited to impart so much knowledge and wisdom into her. And even more so, what gets me the most excited about how to be just like this beautiful, strong, like Black woman. And from like a little girl up into womanhood and just like everything, just like giving her all the confidence that I had, confidence I wish I had, just molding and shaping her to be like that woman, like that girl.
Yes. Oh, love it, love it. Daughters are great. Sons are great too, but something special about having a daughter.
Yes.
All right. What are you reading, watching, or listening to right now?
Ooh, reading. Oh my gosh. I have this book. Oh my God, I forget the title, but it's like a fiction book. And I told
Mm-hmm.
myself, like, sometimes you just need an escape outside of just looking at your scrolling your phone all day. So I'm reading this really good fiction book. Oh my God, I forget the name of it. I'll send it to you later. But I'm reading a fiction
Okay.
book, which is really good, Black author.
Okay.
Watching, I'm currently binge watching Suits. I got
Okay.
COVID last in August, and I started binge watching Suits in August. So
Mm-hmm.
I am
Mm-hmm.
almost done with the whole series when I
Okay.
find time
Okay.
late at night when I should be asleep. So reading, watching, and what was the last thing you said?
Listening to music or podcasts or
Listening.
anything.
Girl, I'm still listening to Renaissance a year and a half in.
I saw you went to the concert. So did I, and I don't blame you for keeping it on
Yeah,
repeat.
I am still listening to Renaissance every day. I am not
Oh my
tired of it.
God. That is hilarious. I love it. I love it. What's your favorite song on the album?
He did. That's
Heated. That must be at the bottom.
yeah, it's like
Towards
towards the bottom. Yeah, yeah.
because I swear I listen to the same block of the same 5 or 6 songs. I don't know what's at the bottom. I don't know what down there. I don't know. I don't know. So
It's
heated.
after
Okay.
Move. It's after Move and before Thick.
Okay. I have heard that. Okay. So I'm gonna have to listen to heated. Okay. Cool.
He did.
Okay.
Hands.
Last question. What is bringing you joy right now?
Oh my gosh. These cooler temperatures in Texas. We went through the summer with triple
Yeah.
digits. And
Yeah.
I did a walk today and it was 70 degrees. And I'm like, this is beautiful. I love this.
Man, you know it's hot if I ask you what's bringing you joy and we talk about some doggone weather. Okay? It is. We struggling out here. Like you said, it's ghetto. I don't like it. I'm so glad that we are out of it. So, no,
Yeah.
that's true. Because with that brings, more time outside with your kids and your husband
Yeah.
and brunch dates. And, what happens when it's nice? Like people just want to be outside and it just makes you feel better. So I get that. I get that.
It was rough for the Texas people listeners. So just bear with us. We're excited about this.
We are. It's gonna be just 3 weeks, but it's okay. We can just take it for what it is. Good. Okay. Well, thank you for being a good sport in the lightning round. So you can learn a little bit more about you, Charlene. So that's it for the podcast. So let the listeners know how they can get in contact with you.
Yes. So my name, CharleneMcCraney.com. That's the website. I'm at Charlene McCraney on Instagram. Hi at CharleneMcCraney.com for email. Everything basically Charlene McCraney. Yep.
Got it. Got it. Keeping it simple. So if you feel like you are intimidated by SEO, if you feel like you want to get off of the damn social media, hamster wheel, she has an alternative that actually works. She got receipts. She helps clients get views, and also follow her because she is winning at this modern mompreneur game, running a
Oh, thank
business,
you.
working, raising that baby girl, and her being a good wife. So she's an inspiration. Follow Charlene, support her, connect with her, and that's what you should be doing. If you're a modern mompreneur, she's the one. So I want to thank you again for carving out time and space. I know you're a busy woman, for sharing your knowledge and your story on the Modern Mompreneur podcast. And like I said, being an inspiration. You were inspiration for me umpteen years ago when I decided to do something different.
Love that. Thank
And you're welcome. And today, full circle moment, having you back, sharing your growth and your journey, and looking good as ever doing, and looking gorgeous as ever doing it as
Thank you.
well.
Who would have
So
thought almost 20 years ago we would be here?
I know. right next door neighbors in Fraser Hall, like literally right there.
I love
And
it.
back home in Texas, doing a lot of parallels. And I'm grateful for you and grateful to see you grow and all these beautiful things. So,
Yes,
yes.
and I just want to say thank you for having me. I am so proud of you and all the progress that you've made in your business. Like, I see you. I see you doing it. I might not interact all the time, but I'm like, I'm watching. I see all the things you got going on. I'm like
Yes, yes.
hearing on the sideline and in your
Thank you.
comments when I can.
Thank you. Yeah, well, you ain't on social media. You SEO queen. You ain't got time. You ain't got the time.
Unless I'm
No,
up
but
there like midnight scrolling when I don't need to be.
right. That's what we do. I mean, it's a release. But thank you. Thank you for carving out time and sharing your story. I'm sure everyone who's listening, if you enjoy Charlene's story and you want to learn more about who she is and what she does, I want you to like, subscribe, follow, and share this with any other modern mompreneur. And always, always, always remember to give yourself permission, mompreneurs, moms, to follow your dreams because you never know what potential is inside of you that the world needs. So, thank you again. Thank you, Charlene. And until next time, y'all be blessed.